our today's topic. Yesterday we seen our lesson number 5, properties. In today's topic, we are dealing with the property. Yesterday we learned what about that? The state of a matters. How the subject are available, or the different matters are available in a different state. That is solid, liquid, and a gaseous form. And heat is a crucial part of that. When the subject is changing from their different state, that means either we are providing heat or we are removing heat from that subject. Okay, so we see the example of a water. Water is available in a solid, liquid, and gaseous form. That is, solid form is the ice, liquid form means potable water, and gaseous form means water vapor. When we heat water, it's get converted into the gaseous form, that is in a water vapor form. And when we cool down, that means we remove heat from that time it get solidified and it turn into the ice form. Okay. One second. Even we learn about what? Thermometer, types of thermometer. There are two type of a scale on that. One is a Fahrenheit and other one is what? Other one is Celsius. Basically, we generally talked about Celsius, but when we say fever of 100, that means they are talking about what? Fahrenheit scale. And for normal human body temperature is what? How much? Approximately 37 degrees Celsius. And what are present in that bulb of this one thermometer? The mercury is present, which is a liquid metal. Okay. And few substances we seen, which are means basically substances convert from solid. On providing heat, it turn into the liquid, and more heated, then it turn into the gaseous or the vapor form. But there are few exceptions like naphthalene ball, camphor, iodine crystal, and ammonium chloride, which turn into directly from solid to vapor form or a gaseous form. These are the exception, and that process is called as what? Anyone can say that process is called as solid turn into the gaseous form is called as that process. Yes.
Miss, I can't see your screen.
Okay. You can't even see me. I'm not sharing still my screen.
No, Miss, I can see you.
Okay. I'm not start sharing yet. Okay.
Okay.
So what that process is called? When solid turn into the gaseous directly. Did you get my question? No? Okay. Yes, now Vashu, Arvind, yes, new one is raising hand. Yes, Vashu, you can answer. Okay, Simran, you can also answer. You are unmuted. Say Simran, you are unmuted. You can answer now. Payal.
Teacher, what question you asked?
The process, few solid get turned into the directly in the gaseous form. That process is called as?
Teacher, soil. Soil.
What? Okay, have you remembered now what is
liquid? Liquid.
Liquid. That process is called as sublimation.
Liquid.
Process. I'm asking process. Just like boiling. Boiling means what? We are heating that liquid up to a particular temperature. Say for example, for a water, temperature is 100 degree. We are heating water up to 100 degree, and from that temperature, water start boiling. Boiling means it gets start converting into the vapor. get converted into the gaseous form. So that point is called as a boiling point of a water. That temperature is called as a boiling temperature of a water. But few just camphor, naphthalene ball, they are just get converted into, they are not converting into the liquid form, because all substance, those who are in solid, they first turn on providing heat, they first turn into the liquid and then turn into the gaseous form. But just like example, camphor and naphthalene ball, iodine crystal, they are on heating, or normally they are not turn into the liquid form, they directly turn into the gaseous form. Have you seen camphor? No? For puja we are using. So that camphor, if we kept for a long days in that bottle, then it automatically, you will find the bottle is empty. Because when they come in contact with the air, they directly turn into the gaseous form. They change into the gaseous form and the camphor get finished. So that process is called sublimation. You have to read very carefully. You have to read, watch this video repeatedly, because they are available on a YouTube. You can watch repeatedly. If you don't understand any concept right now, go again on a channel, watch it repeatedly and get cleared with the concept. Because this is very important. Concept clearing is very important. Okay. So now we are moving ahead with the properties of a substance. Now yesterday we seen the three state of a matters of a substance are available in a three form, either liquid, solid or a gaseous form. And now we are seeing what properties of a substances. So all of you, welcome on our Bruhan Mumbai Mahanagarpalika online portal. I'm your science teacher. My name is Gitanjali, and our topic is substances in the surrounding, their states and properties. Yesterday we seen states of a substance. Now we are looking forward for the properties of a substances. Okay. So from this screen, now screen is visible to all of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, good. So can you identify this substance or object are made up of? First one.
Miss,
Hmm.
it
This
is
first,
made of a iron.
okay, it is made up of iron.
Done.
Second one. Second one, this one.
This substance is made of a glass.
Glass, very good. But how did you find that these are made from iron and the second one is from a glass?
Miss, with their properties. And
What?
we have seen that our home and our surrounding, the glass was made of a which transparent, so it was made of a glass.
Very
And
correct.
still it can't see one side to another.
Yes, yes, very correct. If the substance or the object is made up of glass, then we can see through it. And so we can conclude that this is a made up of glass, but that may be made up of plastic also, because plastic is again transparent. So why don't you feel that this may be of a plastic also?
Because in our home there was no utensil of plastic.
Okay, there is no utensil, but it may be, the glass may be made up of plastic glass also. When you touch it or you pick that glass, then you come to know, if that is a very lightweight, then you come to know that, oh, it is a made up of plastic. I thought it is a glass one. If that glass is little bit heavy, then you come to know, oh, it is a glass. Material is a glass. This glass is made up of glass. Okay, so for identification of a few substance, you need to touch it, you need to handle it, then you will finally come to know what from what they are made up of. Okay, so this is again, third one is again a glass bottle which is a transparent. Fourth one is not that much transparent, not at all transparent, but it is do you feel it is metal?
Miss, this is made of a soil.
Soil, because
Miss, because we have seen that the box or a pot is made of a soil, and we can't touch it, and it was breakable.
yes, it is
And
breakable.
it was means it have much more weight, and we have seen that all the soil pots were some pot are made of colored as brown color.
Yes, they are brown in color. They are not transparent. They are a little bit heavy. So you can conclude that they are made up of soil, and they are breakable also. And it doesn't have any luster. It is not shining. Yes, no? See, the first pot
Yes.
is shiny. It has shine. First one, it has shine. But the fourth one, it doesn't shine. So you can say it is not a metal. So it may be some other material. That means it is made up of other than metal or the soil or any other material. But this one is a soil pot. Very correct. Very good. So for getting this object made up of from, so you have to handle it. You have to go through some property like transparency, luster, weight, breakable or non-breakable, like this. So in this chapter now we are dealing with types of properties of a substances and properties of a metals. First we will see properties of a substances. So all substances are having few properties like brittleness, hardness, elasticity, fluidity, density, solubility, and transparency. Okay, so these are the properties they are having, and from that only we come to know from which material they are made up of. So first one is the brittleness. See, brittleness means what? See the first diagram of a chocolate. That we can easily break the chocolate. Brittleness means matter that shatter and breaks into the pieces when pounded. When that subject or that matter or that object, they are when just easily shatter, break down, just like in this diagram, first one, chocolate, we can easily break down with a very little or a negligible force, we can break it down. So that property of a substance is called as a brittleness. Okay, and that substance is called brittle substance. So which are the brittle substance? Just like pot means soil, object are made from a soil, glass material. So these are what brittle substance. So see, mechanical properties, brittleness, the opposite of a toughness. What is, when we say brittle means it is the opposite property of a toughness. So little or no resistance, they are applied little or no resistance, so we can easily break down. Yes, no? If they apply at least little bit resistance, then we are not able to break it, but they are applied no resistance, so we can easily break it. Okay, so this is the first property, brittleness, which subject are easily breakable. The second one is the hardness. Hardness means now the opposite of a brittleness. That means that subject force very resistance. See here, the person is hammering a nail, you know? So that substance, this one is very hard. So this substance is very hard. So the person is need to hammer with nail. So this is called as a brittle hardness. So substance is showing lot of resistance. Means, for example, if you take a nail and try to pierce in a wooden plank or a wooden table, then it is very hard to pierce. But if you try to pierce that nail into the mud or into the cardboard, it will get easily pierced. Yes or no? So that means, which is the hardest substance? Wood is the hardest one and the mud is the softest one. Okay. So this is the hardness of the substance. Then third property of a substance is elasticity. What is meant by elasticity? Elasticity is the ability of an object or a material to
Elastic.
Yes, it is elastic. Means it is made up of rubber showing elasticity. Few sponges are showing elasticity. Elasticity means what? Ability of an object or a material to resume its normal shape. When we stretch a rubber, after releasing that force or a tension from a rubber, it again get its original shape. So that property is called as elasticity. For example, if you have a sponge ball at your home, if you just press that sponge ball, means you are applying a force on that. When you release that force, means when you release that ball, it will again become a circular ball. But when you press it, it get pressed down, and when you release that force, it again get the circular shape. That property of subject is called as a elasticity. A rubber, sponge, they are having such a type of a property of a elasticity. Then fluidity. What is meant by fluidity? Fluidity is the characteristic of a liquid. All liquids are fluid, but the fluidity is again depend on the viscosity of the liquid. Means, for example, if we consider a water can flow down from a slanting position very easily as compared to honey. This diagram is of honey, है ना? This is the honey. If you compare, if you take any board, slanting board or a vertical board, and you drop down a water and a honey from that board, who will run fast? Water will get down very easily, or honey will get down very easily or fast?
Water will flow.
Yes, very correct.
Fast.
Water will flow very fast from that board because honey is little bit thick. That means it is a more viscous. So it will take time, but it will flow down. So this is called as a fluidity. The flowness of that liquid material is called as a fluidity. The next is a density. Density of a substance. For that, see here. So density, here are density example. These two objects are equal in volume. Are you able to see this? No, these two boxes are equal in volume. Volume means they are having equal length, height and width. That means they are equal in volume, but different in a mass. Though they are equal in volume, though they are equal in shape, height and everything, but one is a heavier and other is a low in a weight. That means they are different in their mass due to their density. Why they are different? Because this object or this material is having less mass and the heavier is having more mass in that. And so though they are having same shape or same volume, one is a more heavy, other is a lighter one, and that property is called as the density of that subject. Okay, density means they are having more mass in per unit area, more mass. In this lower density box, there are very less mass. That blue ball is resembling the mass of that box, and here the blue ball is resembling the mass of this box. So you can easily identify which box is filled, which box is having more mass, this one the higher one. And so the weight of that box is heavy, and so it is tilted down, and the lower one is above. Okay, so that property is called as a density. Means, say example, if we taking same shape, same volume of one box is made up of cardboard and other is made up of iron. What one we are taking box shape and the volume of a box are totally equal, but one box is made up of cardboard and other box is made up of iron. Which will weigh heavy? Which will weigh heavy?
Iron.
Iron, because density or the mass of that iron is having more. So means density of iron is more, so it will weigh heavy, though the size of the both the boxes are same. Okay, so that is called as the density of a subject. Then solubility. What is mean by solubility? Salt, sugar. See, when you add salt or a sugar in a water, what will happen? If you add salt in a glass of a water, what will happen?
Salt will not mix firstly.
No, I'm not getting. What will happen? Salt, if you add salt in the water and you start stirring it.
Salt dissolved in water.
Okay, very good. Salt dissolved in water. And if you add sugar in the water?
Sugar also dissolved in water fastly.
Very good. It will dissolve completely. Sugar also dissolve completely in the water. Now, if you take some stone and you try to dissolve in the water, what will happen?
Stone will not dissolve in water.
Very correct. And if you take some marble and try to dissolve in water?
Marble also do not dissolve in water.
Very good, very good. So what Pathak, na? Avinash is answering. Very good, Avinash. So salt and sugar are completely dissolved in water, means they are soluble in the water. That is called as a solubility of that substance. Salt and sugar dissolve completely in the water, but stone and marble are not dissolved in the water. That means they are insoluble in the water. Okay, that means stone and marble are insoluble in water, but salt and sugar are soluble in water. That is called as a solubility of that substance. Which substance? Here we are considering example of salt and sugar. They are soluble, and stone and marble are insoluble. Okay, so this is called as a solubility of that substance. Now the transparent. How transparent? Now for in first slide only we seen that transparency, few substances we can see through that. That is, we can easily see through glass, plastic, and what else? Air is again there. Air is also a transparent material. We can see through glass material, we can see through plastic. But if it is colored, then the transparency get reduced little bit. Okay, if air is polluted, then transparency get reduced little bit. Okay, so such a type of substances are saying transparent. Either they are totally transparent or they are partially transparent. Okay, the next property, then this is the property of a substances. For example, transparent, solubility, density, fluidity, elasticity, hardness, brittleness. These are the properties of a substances. Now we are looking forward what in this chapter, in this lesson, we are dealing with properties of a substance. Now our next this one is properties of metals. So let's see which are the properties of metals. In this case, you have to remember the examples. So metals, where are they found? Name few metals first. Yes, Avinash want to answer. Yes.
Miss, I can.
Okay, Mahi, you can answer now.
Miss, can I? Yes, Miss.
Mahi, answer now. You are unmuted.
Miss, can I?
Yes.
Yeah. Gold, silver,
yes. Gold, silver, copper,
and then bronze,
yes, correct.
then onions, then
what?
hammer, Nails.
Okay, nail and hammer, are they are made up of iron. So iron is the metal and nail and hammer is the object or the subject, you can say. Okay, but the metal,
Iron.
they are made up of from iron. So iron is again metal, gold, silver, platinum. These are what the example of metals. So where they found? Metals are found in the deep interior of the earth crust. Below that earth crust, metal are present in a deep interior. Means here they are present. Interior side of a earth crust, they are present in a mineral form and we need to extract. See here, they are below the earth crust, interior of the earth. So they are present here in a very big rock form. That rock are called as a mineral rock, and from that mineral rock we need to extract it by the mining process. So mines are available there of different metals, and then we extract that metal, different metal from a big rocks, and we segregate it according to our uses. Then properties of a metals, then metals are having a different properties like malleability, ductility, electrical conductivity, thermal conductivity, characteristic color, and sonority. Just keep in mind different properties of a substances and a metals also. And how to identify that is, see, the malleability. Malleability means what? Metals can be beaten into a thin sheets by hammering. That properties means become into the thin sheet, converting into the thin sheet after beating. That property is called as a malleability. What is mean by malleability? That metal get converted into the thin sheet. So you can find aluminum foil. You must have seen for in your tiffin box, aluminum foil is there. Aluminum is again one of the metals. So aluminum foil, silver foil, golden foil is also available. So this is the properties of a metal. If you took any chalk, if you took a chalk and tried to flatten it, is that possible to flatten it? If you took a chalk and try to flatten it or try to make it into the shape, is that possible?
No, ma'am.
No, because
No, teacher.
chalk is having which property? Just now we seen chalk is having which property of a substance? We seen just now.
This chalk have property of brittleness.
Very correct. Brittleness. Chalk is having property of brittleness because it is easily breakable. What if the substance is easily breakable? That means that substance is brittle substance, and chalk can be easily breakable. So it having brittleness. But malleability, metals are having malleability property, and malleable means you have to remember aluminum foil. So you can understand malleability means foil getting turned into the, after hammering, turn into the thin sheet. That is called malleability. Then ductility. Ductility means we can stretch drawn into that metal into a what? Copper, means wire. So copper wire is the very best example for that, for considering. You know, where are they used copper wires? Have you seen copper wires?
Yes.
Where they are using?
In electric wire.
Very correct. Electric wires are made up of copper only because of the property of metal. That means metals are having property like ductility. Ductility means we stretch drawn into what? Copper wire. So that property is called as a ductility. So example, copper wire you can keep. So all metal can stretch drawn into the wires. For say example, gold, silver. So that's why we are having ornaments of that, gold and silver, because of the ductility and malleability. The next property is electrical conductivity. That means through metal, electrical charge can easily travel or conduct. So all metals are electrical conductive, and that property is called electrical conductivity. So they are a good conductor of electricity. Then which are the bad conductor? Can you name that? Bad conductor. Metals are good conductor. That means electricity can travel through that. Then which are the bad conductors? Are there any substance those are bad conductor or electricity is not able to travel through that? Disha, I want now Disha Sharma.
No, teacher, any not.
Miss, can I?
Yes.
Miss, there is a glass because out of a glass the electricity cannot supply.
Yes.
And with the glass substance, the electricity take place into a big wildfire.
Okay. Glass is not a good conductor. Very correct. Electricity can't flow through glass. And one more example is, have you seen this wire? Are you able to see this wire? No, different color. So these copper wires are having coating of what? They are covered with.
Rubber or steel.
Yes, rubber. They are covered with rubber or a plastic material. So those are also a bad conductor. Rubber, plastic, they are a bad conductor. So this conductor means electrical wires are coated with a plastic covering. Our switchboard, switch boxes are also made up of what? Plastic, because already electricity is running through that box till that switchboard, and we need to handle that board to switch on and switch off. So if those board are again made up of a good conductor, then what will happen? We will get shocked. Yes or no? So to resist that electricity, the boards are made up of plastic. So plastic, rubber, glass, these are the bad conductor. And the metals, all metals are a good conductor. That means electricity can travel very easily through that. This is the electrical conductivity. Now the thermal conductivity. See, pans, all pans are made up of aluminium, steel, iron, so these metals are what? Thermal conductive also. Thermal conductive means they can heat up. When we keep it on a stove, gas stove, they can equally supply the heat. Yes or no? So we are using the utensils of a metal, aluminium, steel. Are we using a plastic bowl for a cooking purpose? Yeah. Avinash?
Ma'am, no.
No?
Miss,
Yes.
Miss,
Yeah,
exam.
Plastic
Miss,
for cooking.
We are not using plastic bowl.
हम
Yes.
लोग प्लास्टिक का नहीं यूज करते.
Yes. We are not
We
using.
don't use plastic.
Very correct. Then we are using, are we using that pot, soil pot for cooking?
Yes, miss. We can use the soil bowl also for
Yes, teacher.
purpose.
But it takes, have you used it before?
No, miss.
We are not continuously using that soil pot because it takes lots of time to heat up only. If you seen your mom while cooking, mom kept the utensil on a gas stove, and within 1 minute it get heated up, and she start cooking, means tadka lagana and everything. But if she use that soil pot, then it will took many minutes, more than half an hour it will require to only heat up, and after that mom will give a tarka to sabji, and after that vegetable get cooked up. So it will take 2 hours to get ready with vegetable, single vegetable. So we are not using soil pot. Yes, previously people are using, before invention of a metals, previously means long ago, people are using soil pots only. for the cooking purpose. But after invention of a metal, we are using metals only because it reduces our time, our electricity, there's a gas, so everything is get reduced. So we are using aluminium, steel or iron pots for the cooking purpose, and they are very good thermal conductor also. Thermal conductor means they are spreading the heat equally in that utensil. It is not like that ki only the base are get heated up very early and the whole pot is remain has to heating up. So it is not the case. So thermal conductor metals are again a good thermal conductor. Then the colors, see, there are different colors are present, means from that each metals are having their unique color, and from that only we can easily identify. For example, gold is having very good luster of a yellow, zinc is again a whitish color, copper is having this means other than we can see that this metallic color we name the color, means copper brown, golden yellow, silvery white. Yes, no, we are saying that. So that means this metal are having unique color and luster to them. So color and the characteristic color is the main property of this substance. By looking at that color only, we can identify whether it is made up of copper, gold, zinc or silver or only iron, because iron is of dark brown color. So we can easily identify, okay, this is the iron material, means nail and hammer. After looking at that, you can say, okay, this one is made up of iron only. And while looking at gold, you can easily identify it is luster gold. So this is material, this ornament is made up of gold. Yes, and zinc is having whitish color shine, and the silver is having gray shine. So that is also easily identifiable. You can identify. Aluminium is having again the silver luster. That is again different, but after looking at that different metal, you can easily identify whether it is zinc, silver or aluminium. So they are having a unique color. Then the next is what? Sonority. That sonority is property of what? Sonority means producing a sound, ringing sound. So metals are produce ringing sound. When you beat up with a wooden or even with a spatula, you beat up any metal or any utensil in your house also, you will get a ringing sound. You know? If you beat up, ting, 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 ting. Our school bell is there. It is made up of, again, metal, bronze, gungru. We wear in our this one, gungru, that is again made up of copper, because it has the property of a sonority. Sonority means what? They're producing a ringing sound. That is the property of metals again. Okay, so these are the properties of metals. So while handling this thing, so you have to keep in mind that electricity supply in a wire is very dangerous. While in a rainy season, it is, you have to keep in mind that you don't have to touch that any open boxes. See here are many open boxes are there, and in rainy season it getting very difficult. See here, this box is completely open. So if you by chance, by mistake touch it up, what will happen? It will give shock. That means electricity travel through your body and it will damage your body. Okay, so you don't have to touch these things. Not even electrical pole in a rainy season, because what happened, by chance any wire is open, then electrical charge is running through that electrical pole also, and you touch that pole, then it charge will enter in our body, and that will again damage our body, and many of time a body get paralyzed. And if shock is very large, that means electrical charge is very heavy, very large, then the person is died. So you have to take care of that. See in this also, this person is not taking care while handling the switchboard. So don't put any metallic things in that directly into the switchboard, because that metallic things is again carry the electrical charge, which will again travel in your body and you will get shocked. Okay, so these things you have to keep in mind. Children are having very bad habit that they are throwing the things on the DP. If they have any DP, electrical DP near their houses, they are throwing something because that gets sparkle, no? So to enjoy that sparking, they are throwing stone, paper, everything on that DP. But it is again dangerous because that charge may travel through your body also. So just stay away from everything that open electrical gadget, and while handling our house appliances also you have to take care. Always wear a rubber chappal, plastic chappal to resist this electrical charges. Then points to be remembered means this is our end of our lesson. So what we study, solid, liquid and gases are the three states of a substance. Yes, substances are available in all these three states. So these three stage substances are available. The temperature of a substance, that means how cold or how hot, can be measured with the help of thermometer. Use of a thermometer was to measure the temperature of that substance. Heat is the cause of a change of a substance. This is very important one, because heat is the cause of any substances. Heat is very important. So heat is a important one factor. Heat. Then substance have various properties like hardness, elasticity, brittleness, fluidity, density, solubility, and transparency. Metals form a separate group of a substance. Metal are separate from a other substance because they are having different properties. Like metals have some common properties like malleability, that means converting into the shade, ductility, that means convert into the wire, thermal conductivity means conducting a heat energy, electrical conductivity means conducting a electrical energy, sonority means producing a ringing sound, luster means they are having their own shine, and a characteristic color means they are having their unique color like a golden yellow, silver, whitish silver, grayish silver, grayish white, or copper color, that is we derive from the copper only. So these are the special characteristic of this substances. So these are the properties of a normal substances and properties of what? This one, metals. So you keep in what you will learn, you will keep in mind that example means luster, ductility, these are the character of a metals, and if brittleness, hardness, so you have to keep in mind this example for that. And if you don't understand, go on our channel, repeatedly watch this video, you will come to know. Okay, because this is a very easy and good platform. You can watch repeatedly your teacher's lectures. है ना? Means this is not the thinking now I don't understand that concept while teacher was talking because I just having something else. So you can again visit our channel and watch that lesson again and again, and do share with your friend. They also get help from these lectures. Yes, no? So any doubt you can ask.
No, ma'am.
No? Okay.
No, teacher, no doubt.
Very good, but you have to read the textbook. Please read your textbook, again watch videos, solve your exercise, then you will come to know ki now your concept get clear. And conceptual clearance is very important. Concept must be get clear. That means boiling point, what is boiling temperature, freezing temperature, that you have to remember. Means that concept you have to get clear. So reading is again important part. Watching this video and along with that reading. Very good. Okay. Okay then. So now I am stopping this. So this is our end of lesson number 5. Okay.